Hi folks, it's Cherry here. I am recording this evening to share a banking branch experience database, and I'm going to cover the back end of the system in terms of how we imagine a branch experience manager walking through their project management and using Airtable day in, day out to manage the different locations and making sure all of their customers at the bank have a consistent experience. So this is going to be very much a project asset management type of database, and I will cover the back end as well as the interfaces. By way of introduction, my name is Cherry Young, and I am the founder and CEO of Claribase. We are a Gold Airtable partner and have been for many years. We specialize in very complex Airtable implementations where our clients need a strategic partner, not necessarily to just do the thing that the client thinks of first, but we're really acting as a strategic partner in that Airtable implementation. If you ever need any help, please reach out. And from here, I will go through the actual database itself. So in the backend, we've got a few different tables. We've got the locations of the actual branches, the different types of projects that a branch experience manager might handle. For example, new branch openings, brand refreshes. So if you've got a branch that's been around for 20 years, you might want to at some point update the look and feel of that physical location. And then let's say if there's a new digital experience pilot, maybe there's an AI teller service that's being offered for retail customers, that is something that we can pilot and queue up at some test branches. We also have the projects themselves, as one location can have multiple projects. For example, a location that's been around for a while might need a renovation or a rebrand, or maybe they are adopting a digital branch experience pilot in like 2 years later or something like that. Okay, and then we have tasks, which are getting assigned to different team members with different statuses attached to the project. We have assets as well, so this is really helpful if you just have that static set of assets, maybe a folder with company logos or some brochures, color schemes that you're just often referencing. You can always include that in assets table. Team members, so these might be some different team members who work within that branch experience team, the different cities that we're working with, as well as some states. I don't have lots of information in here, but for our clients, we have a lot more going on. So inside of the interfaces, I'm going to go ahead and launch it here. In terms of our projects overview and planning, we can see how many total projects we've got in kind of that planning phase. So we had 3 projects in the planning phase. Different projects in the planning phase. What's in progress right now? So we do have 8 different projects that are in progress. Of course, you can have different statuses for completed projects, and then you can look at the total projects as well. So we can just look at some information. Let me look at all projects here. So over here, you can see how many. I like this kind of pivot table element inside of interfaces because it tells you the different types of projects and which ones are in planning, in progress, or complete. So this is also really nice to be able to look at. We have a task dashboard. So if you ever want to look at all projects that are have a to-do status, you can look at which tasks have yet to be done for each one of the different projects. So this is very responsive filtering inside of Airtable, which is also really helpful. And let's say if I'm Maria, or if I'm Maria's manager, I can look at what Maria is up to at the moment, what tasks she's got, which ones she recently finished. We can also look based on location. So if I click into a location, it's really nice within the Airtable because you can look at the North Mall location where you can see what's going on in that. If I look at a different project, I can look at some other information. These fields are all customizable. So if you actually have different parties or different roles on the team, they can actually have different visibility in terms of fields. So maybe your senior executive or whoever has control over budgets might look at some budget related fields. But if it's a more junior level staff member, maybe they can see a set of information that's more relevant to their work. So there's lots of different ways to display and show information based on the sensitivity and the person that's actually viewing it. I can also look at this list of company assets. It doesn't have to be attachments. It could be links or URLs as well, but it's just a nice place to have quick access for those really frequent attachments or documents that people are always reaching to. And then we have our team member interface. So over here, I can set up Airtable such that whenever someone lands on Airtable, the tasks are already filtered to them. So I might be able to see how many tasks I have outstanding. I might be able to look at what they are. If I've got a particular task that I'm looking at or working on, I can look at the description and see what project it's for. So every day I can just land in my Airtable to look at what I have to do for that day. And then over here, as a team member, I can also get quick access to the company assets. So this is a pretty simple and straightforward way to look at the different projects, and just landing back on this dashboard, I can look at the number of projects that are in progress and planning and complete, which is really helpful at a bird's eye view. And then I can also look at, let's say if I have 2 tasks that need to get assigned, I can actually just go directly in here and then be able to assign that team member inside of my interfaces. So this is just a really helpful way to look at information. And also just another tidbit on the pivot tables, I really like them because they are just a really helpful way of looking at all of these to-dos. I can literally open any number and I can see what are the to-dos, and if I wanted to open them up even further, I can go like a couple levels steep to even see who is working on this. So that's just another really helpful thing in Airtable to be able to help me drill deeper and deeper into the question that I want answered. All right, hopefully that was a quick and easy overview of how Airtable could be used in a branch experience setting for a bank. Of course, this could be applied across multiple different functions or just even different projects within a team, and every team is a little bit different, so we can definitely customize Airtable in a way that our clients need and want to use their information. All right, thanks for tuning in, and you can reach me at cherry@claribase.com or just find us online at claribase.com. Thanks so much.